You want to know what one of the most useful and helpful statements in all of my recovery work has been? Just like me. So I've been talking a lot about forgiveness lately and how forgiveness of ourselves, first and foremost, is absolutely essential in order to rebuild or build for the first time the concept of self-worth and self-love, to help us to rid ourselves of the guilt and possibly the endemic guilt that metastasizes as shame in our physical bodies and then presents in our interactions, in our behaviors, in our habits, and our patterns over time. And I love journaling. Journaling is one of my favorite tools for the recovery process. No matter what you're recovering from, and believe me, everyone is recovering from something. So it does not have to be a substance that you are addicted to. You can be addicted to people. You can be addicted to toxic environments, to places, to things, to habits, to activities that don't necessarily fall under the categories that we traditionally understand as drugs, alcohol, you name it. And full stop. So a great tool for helping us to uncover is journaling. Now, maybe journaling is in your practice, maybe you write morning pages, maybe you utilize this in different formats with coaching questions from one of your favorite coaches, perhaps me. I always give coaching questions to my clients, to my private groups, on my YouTube videos. There are typically some coaching questions in the description. Regardless of what questions you're asking, we do this beautiful process in step 4 of 12-step recovery, where we are writing out, one of the parts of it is writing out all of our resentments. Who do we resent? Who or what? It could be an institution. It could be a group of people. It could be someone who does a specific activity. You know, my favorites are governments, lawyers, meat eaters. Sorry, I'm resentful of it. And what really helps in this process of recovery is really deeply about people, right? How we interact with people and how we interact with ourselves at a core baseline. So if you're not relating to yourself in a healthy way, this can look like self-deprecating statements, limiting beliefs. It can be belief in the trauma story and the need to reiterate it over and over again, calcifying it in your physical system on a cellular level, and not allowing you to progress forward beyond it in your life because you're literally holding on to it. And this is what I promote, support, I'm a proponent of in all of my classes, because I base my work, my yoga, my physical somatic work around the release of these, not only physical calcification of emotions, of traumas in our physical body, but also the metaphysical metastasization of those concepts. So metastasize is when you can't get rid of it anymore. You have become so accustomed, and this is not meant as offense to anyone who, has experienced cancer, because that's where that word comes up most in the health profession or in the health world, is when it's in your bones. You can no longer get rid of it. You can't do any treatments around it. And that's the exact danger of metastasized trauma, is that you've reiterated, retold this story, solidified it, recalcified it, cemented it, put asphalt over it so much for so long that it's no longer, it's almost like it's not, I don't want to say it's not an option, because anything is possible, but it's so challenging now. You almost have to take an ice pick, or a jackhammer to that now to break through some of what you have created, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and really made it a permanent structure within your being, within your metaphysical essence. So these are, the wording it's always going to be problematic. It's always going to be like, what do you mean? But those of you who know, and that's all I'm trying to reach here. So if you're not to that point of, I've rethought this and I've reattributed to it and I've habitualized it and I've conditioned myself to believe that this thing is true, even though it's a lie and I know it is and it hurt me, and I keep going back to the same place where I received that hurt because I feel like I deserve nothing greater, then you're gonna be resentful of things. And this is one of the reasons why the 12-step program is so amazing, is because you will be guided through with your hand held through a process of recognizing everything that you are resentful of and individual people. And it's so helpful. God is in my pen. So when I write this stuff out on paper, the physical act, it is a somatic practice. It is the muscle memory of processing through, this is what happened to me and I'm so mad, and da, da, da. So back to my favorite statement, it's a great way to give yourself that catharsis, that transformation of the processing from, I'm in this dark place where I'm hateful, I'm resentful, I'm jealous, I just have this ick feeling, to then right after that, whoever it is, whatever you're directing all of this vile anger, filth, disdain, revenge, a vengeance against, that after you write, just like me. And I'll do it in my speech now. I will be talking about a story and say, this person did this to me just like me. I do the same exact thing. And that little turnaround of just, I'm so mad at them for doing this, just like me. And then think of that situation where I'm actually doing the very same thing, but in a different way. Just helps. It helps to make me go, it takes that, up on my haunches like a cat, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And it helps me go, I did it too. I'm also guilty of the same damn thing. So what right do I have to tell you what I'm so pissed off at you for when I'm over here doing the same thing? And typically for me, it's with the same, it's within the same like friend group or family unit, or, it's like, it's very close encounters. It's like not even 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, away from, the thing that I'm doing. I'm normally doing it right back to you, or I've done it to somebody that we both know, and it's just this triangulation thing where really what's underlying and what we're hoping to get out, and I say we, I mean all of my guides and spirits and ancestors and angels are hoping to elicit from you, is an awareness that when we are pissed off at somebody, right? Not pissed like the British drunk, but it could be that too. That's included. When we are so angry and in that state of resentment, that we need to see ourselves, and it's just a good little trick to help bring in the pause. So I'm so pissed off at you for X, Y, and Z, just like me. And then I think about the thing that I'm doing, and then I'm like, oh, right. I did that too. And it just helps to soften and to make me realize how connected and vastly interconnected we all are, as opposed to thinking that I'm different, right? I don't want you to not think you're not unique, that you're not special. You are, and not in like a, the olden 80s kids, like you ride the special bus. This is like, I don't want you to think that you're not absolutely beautifully unique and incredible in your own right. And yet, though the thread of what keeps us all stuck in this metastasization, this calcification of the pain body is how we all are the same. Oh, I was hurt by the, it's going to have different faces. I was hurt by this, and so I'm acting out in this way. They were hurt by this, and so they're acting out against me this way. When I can see the string, the silver cord of connection between what someone's doing to me that I'm hating them for and what I've done to someone else and hating myself for, let me use that as the glue, as the puzzle piece connectivity that reminds me, oh yeah, I'm just like you. In fact, I'm a reflection of you and you're a reflection of me, and we're the same. It doesn't mean that we have the same gifts to share with the world. It doesn't mean that, because your addiction is this other thing that's different, that you have, that someone else is going to be taking away your specialness, your uniqueness, your magic. No one can take it away from you. It's you. It's who you are. But we have to shed these armor layers, the calcification, the metastasized metal that keeps us hostage in these cages of armor. And the way to weld them or zap the metal is to just go, oh, you're just like me. I'm so pissed at you for doing this, and I did it too. And it just kind of levels the playing field, it's bringing us back to that equanimity that I heard of for the first time years ago with Paul Weinfeld in New York City. And I was just like, equanimity, I don't want to be on an equal footing. I'm better. Well, there's my ego. And it's not that I'm going to destroy my ego, but it's I'm not better than you. I'm unique. I'm different. And my uniqueness can't be held back. It can't be stolen from me. It can't be taken away, because only me, I can only do this. I can only be me. You can only be you, right? And we can also have the shared collective experience of these horrible, atrocious things that were done to us, that we felt, that we participated in. I don't care what it was. We did participate in some way, and I am not blaming victims. You are a victim, or you were a victim, but you aren't anymore. The choice to remain in the victim is the choice to see yourself as separate from everyone else, and not in the unique way, but somehow you feel that you holding on to that hurt makes you deserving of more hurt. So you're actually hurting yourself by holding on to that pain and not letting that armor come down, that shield to be dropped, that hardened, calcified hurt to just relax and ease. So tonight is a great way for us to do that, because we are shifting out of the full moon in Scorpio, which shone a great deal of light for just 2 quick days. Scorpio likes to come in and out, right? Stinger, just bam, eat your baby, peace. Eat your own baby. Scorpions eat their young if they're hungry. I digress. But coming out of that massive place of darkness, of shadow work, and sitting with it, to now coming into the moon in Sagittarius, where we are seeking the light, but the lightness, the adventure, because we've allowed ourselves to see, oh, I'm just like you. I'm no different. And when I allow myself to let go of all that hurt, all that pain, all that suffering, all that story, and just accept it as, yes, that happened. That was a part of me. Validate it for myself. Acknowledge myself. I went through that. It happened. It's true. then I free up, right? It's literally that like decalcification. It happens in our physical body. When we have an injury, all of the peptides and everything goes rushing, blood, everything goes rushing to that area to heal it. But when we get the healing for too long, you know, that sounds fucked up, but it's not that. It's not that we're getting healing for too long. It's like, okay, it's better. So now what? What's next? If we stay in the place of the hurt and tending to it, right? Like this is what I did. I stayed in my pain body for 44 years. Yeah. Woo. I'm just wanting to show you that when you can see the vast interconnectedness of everyone and every living thing on this planet, you can also begin to seek out your special place in this cornucopia, this circle of life, and set your sights, set your bow and arrow on some new things, right? Like, ooh, I think I want some of that. No, do I want some of that? What do I want some of? And I can shift my perspective. When I'm not being held down, when my bow and arrow is like too heavy to pick up because I'm so sad and I'm so hurt, this was done to me. Yes, it was. And just as I'm so upset and hurt, broken, like completely broken, I've been there, been completely broken in heartache, heartbreak. Really, my heart was broken. But when I can hear other people's stories and really truly listen and see how it's similar to my own, I can then allow myself to slowly begin to shed and to open to, oh, what else is possible? What else can I do with all of this time I've spent rethinking the same situation that I was stuck in, or rehashing the story of the same person who hurt me. And then I free myself up to be me, to be able to see what else is out there in life. And then I can also be open to realizing the self-realization of what I'm really truly meant to do with that pain. This is the Chiron wounded healer point in your birth chart. This is where you're meant to suffer. We're all meant to suffer. You know, life is suffering is the Buddhist viewpoint of it. Dukkha, how can you deny it? Have you suffered? If you've suffered, you know, don't raise your hand. If you haven't suffered, raise your hand. No hands are going to go up because we all suffer. Life is suffering. When we accept it, we can see that as that's what that is, and see other people suffering and look at the people who have harmed us or hurt us as, oh, I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. I didn't know, and now I know. So now I'm going to seek out something new. So try this. There's 2 ways you can do it. Next time you go to journal, try writing after every resentment that you have, right? When you're just like letting yourself go crazy and write all these horrible things about who you hate. You have to do it. You have to get it out. Then just write just like me. And then try it out, saying it out loud. You know, I hate them because of this. Just like me. They did this just like me. Because it's true. We all do it. Then, actually 3 ways. Then you can look at your Chiron wounded healer point on your birth chart. And if you don't know how to do that, schedule a birth chart reading with me. It's a full 1 hour session going over this beautiful presentation that I make for you around the specific points on your birth chart that are significant, any big themes that come up. And then you can use that going forward in coaching with me. We'll constantly refer back to it, like, oh, look at this, look what happened. This is perfect for your chart. This is what you should do on this moon. This is what you should think about. This is where this has impacted you. And knowing your Chiron is knowing where that wound is. That's where that transformation happens. That's what Scorpio teaches us. And then where does that become? Where do we transmute that into our gift in this lifetime to then share with others? And then you could also come to my class tonight, Restorative Yoga, Astrology of the Sagittarius Moon. Because this is where we allow the physical calcification of the muscles on top of those pain points to let go, to release. It's the literal armor being unchained. You know, the chainmail, just like, here you go. Put it down. I'm done. Right? I'm leaving that on the mat. I'm letting it go. So when we leave it and let it go, we're able to be open and receptive for that space. You know, nothing can come into metal. Nothing can come into walls be put up, physically and metaphysically. We can't allow love in. We've walled ourselves off. So when we can let them go, we can invite in newness, new love, new connections, new energies, new pathways, new sources, new views, vistas, perspectives, new lands and countries and cultures and belief systems and values, new thought processes, new synapses, rewiring and refiring together. Joe Dispenza, right? This is doing the work. It is doing something different, expecting a different result. That, my friends, is sanity. The contrast is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So which will you choose? And it doesn't have to be with me and my class. But if you want to, join me tonight for Astrology of the Moon, Restorative Sagittarius Yoga. And I'll talk to you about all the archetypal themes that are happening with the moon as you lay down in cozy positions and let the body melt for 5 minutes at a time. So there's a tiny bit of movement as we transition between each posture, and then we lay, we sink. It's unlike yin. In that yin, you find that point where you hold, and it might hurt a little. Restorative, we just go, nope, no pain, no moss. We're just gonna lay into it. All right, I hope to see you, and I hope this helps support you. Please let me know in the comments which one you'll try if you made it this far. Maybe put a little flag emoji of whatever country that you are in or that you want to go to, and let me know which one that is in honor of the Sagittarius moon. Love you, beautifuls. Mwah. See you soon.